Michael.
Hello, Phil.
Hi. You're a rebirther, and let's pretend I've never had a go at rebirthing. What's it like to have a rebirth from you or from anybody?
At least it's a relaxing experience. You, as my client, would lay down on a bed or a mattress, and I would sit near you as a loving presence, and I would coach you in the particular style of breathing that is called the rebirthing breath, which brings the breath very high up into the top of the lungs.
Right.
Would you like me to continue on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. Yes. I mean, I recognise that loving presence side of it. And so what happens then? We're just doing a breathing? We're just breathing?
Well, on the face of it, it's just a breathing, yes. One has to focus totally on the breath. You may know that the same word was used in ancient Greek for breath and spirit.
Oh, right.
I don't describe rebirthing as a spiritual healing, but I make the point there is a connection somewhere. In that the healing power of rebirthing in some way bypasses the brain. So many of us with problems will go to a therapist of one sort or another, and we will try to work out our problems, and we seem to be singularly bad at doing that, and we keep making the same mistakes again. Whereas in rebirthing, which doesn't depend on the reasoning mind, but depends on some sort of interface between the breath and the body, which remembers so much from the past, and the spirit, I think. Something rather inexplicable happens. Nobody actually knows how rebirthing works, I should add, including me. But I see the results in my consulting room, and they vary from a very pleasant, relaxing experience, normally a rebirth lasts 2.5 hours, to an identification at a very deep level of a problem that's been around for a long time, and hopefully the letting go of it through the breath.
Do you think the word rebirthing gives a good idea what is going on? I mean, is it all about your birth trauma?
Well, that's a good question. It can be quite misleading. I still use the term rebirthing because I first encountered it 18 years ago when I was having considerable problems with depression, and I had a miraculous healing, which made me want to be a rebirther, so I trained as a rebirther, and I've been doing it ever since. The problem with the name, I think, is that it implies that it's all to do with the birth experience, which it's not.
Yeah.
Some of my clients do re-experience their birth, but very few actually. I didn't when I rebirthed.
Right.
But I did re-experience certain hurtful things in my early life, and they were somehow brought out for some inexplicable healing. I can't really explain how, but it happened. Also, some people get rebirthing mixed up with the idea of born-again Christianity.
Oh, right.
Rebirthing has nothing to do with religion at all. I would make that very clear. It's not for or against religion, but it's nothing to do with it. It's to do, I think, primarily or fundamentally with the power of decision in each of us and the deep wisdom that actually lives in the heart of everyone, which we're not aware of until we really start breathing deeply for long periods of time. And yes, I know I have it, and I know you have it, and I know everyone who comes to see me has it. And something occurs that I cannot truly explain, but
sort of the higher self, would you say, or what? Some
yes, I think that's one term that's used, but I feel a little bit like a midwife sometimes.
Yes.
Bringing it out, and self-esteem is a huge issue for so many people, and in rebirthing we find we have a saying that everyone has one of two problems or beliefs, negative beliefs, one of which is I'm not good enough, and the other one is I'm not wanted.
Right.
And to one degree or another, I think everybody tends to start off their life or in the early years with one of those.
Or both, presumably.
Or both, yes.
Not only am I not wanted, that's why I'm not good enough. Well, I'm not good enough because I'm not wanted. No, I'm not wanted because I'm not good enough.
Yes.
So, what kind of things would people come to you for a rebirth for? What sort of, what kind of people?
Very often when they've had a relationship breakdown, which has caused their self-esteem to plummet, and it's usually the areas of self-esteem that I'm happiest dealing with, because I've seen so much of it. I feel very much at home in helping people deal with that. Also, people have come to me with asthma.
Really?
Yes. I've had people with anxiety and depression. It can be very helpful in those. Yes.
Excuse me. Sorry.